English literature question. Your task is to fill in the blank. Some humorists claim that the Daniel Defoe character Robinson Crusoe invented the 3-day weekend because he had all of his work done by blank, whom Crusoe saved from cannibals and named after the weekday of that rescue. You have 8 seconds to answer. Here are your choices. Friday, mañana, Saturday, Monday. The correct answer is Friday, the day Crusoe rescued the fellow from cannibals and made him his manservant. From then on, he had all of his work done by Friday. Doesn't that mean he was entitled to a 3-day weekend? Had all his work done by Friday. In case you're wondering why I'm wearing my clown hat, it's because I heard a terrific joke about clowns and cannibals. Do you know why cannibals refuse to eat clowns? Because they taste funny. Get it? They taste funny. Welcome to the Whiz Quiz. Hello there. I'm Max of Canny Canine, and this is a program with questions for exercising memory, reasoning, and attention. And the design of the questions is guided by research on what can help you hold on to those facets of your cognition. The questions are like those used for almost 30 years of the Whiz Quiz, being conducted with live audiences at adult communities. At the end of each question, you get some time to recall the answer on your own before I give you 4 choices to pick from. And while you're listening to a question, always remember, you're the one in charge. Don't let the question dominate you. You can hit the pause button at the end of the question and mull over the answer before I give you the answer choices. Or move the cursor back to the start of the question and re-listen to it. These questions are intended to be complex, so it's a good idea to listen more than once. Do you want to know more about the Whiz Quiz? Go to www.thewhizquiz.com. Ready or not? Here's the next question. Here's a question from the discipline of sociology. Your task is to fill in the blank. A person who leads or reflects trends in a society sometimes is referred to as a blank, a term that stems from the use of a castrated ram to lead his flock of sheep with the sound from the bell around his neck. You have 10 seconds to answer. Here are your choices. Is the term a bellatrist, an influencer, a pioneer, or a bellwether? If you said bellwether, you are correct. And you want to guess what the Middle English term for a castrated ram is? It's a wether. W-E-T-H-E-R. Here's a geography question. What birds indigenous to North America are so named because they were transported to European poultry consumers on ships from the eastern Mediterranean region of the Ottoman Empire? You have got about 7 seconds to answer. Okay, here are some choices. Were the birds named the Mediterranean grouse, turkeys, Riviera geese, or Monaco chickens? If you said turkey, you are correct. That's right. When the fowls arrived in England, they didn't have a name. So by default, people gradually came to name them after the turkey merchants who sold them. Here's a question on idioms. What 4-word idiom means to live in luxury and stems from those who can afford a superior cut of meat from the upper part of the animal, unlike those who need to live with only pig's feet and chitlins? You have 7 seconds to answer. Here are your choices. In the ivory tower, with the upper crust, high on the hog, coasting on Easy Street. The correct answer is high on the hog, which is where we find the better cut of meat on the hog's body. Okay, here's a question on world history. A style of clothing accessory is the answer to this one. The country that fought its War of Independence from 1810 until 1821 is the origin of a dance that incorporates what exact style of clothing accessory that also originated there. The war began on September the 16th, and not as many think on Cinco de Mayo. You have 5 seconds to answer. All right, here are your choices. Is the style of accessory a torero, a piñata, a sombrero, or a montera? If you said sombrero, you got it right. Yes, that's right. Mexico started its War of Independence from Spain on September the 16th, 1810. And it is, of course, home of the Mexican hat dance, which incorporates the sombrero. Cinco de Mayo commemorates a Mexican victory over an army from France in 1862, and today celebrates Mexican-American culture. Well, that concludes today's show. I hope you'll tune back in for our next episode. In the meantime, find another way to exercise your brain. And if you can, the brain of a friend. This is Max saying bye for now and namaste.